All right, so let me see. I just hit the button and let me check
Hey,
if
oh,
yeah,
real quick.
yeah.
Hey, have you talked to Blue lately?
He actually sent me a message. Okay, we're actually live already. But yeah, he sent me a text message. He asked me
All right.
if we were going to be coming live today. So I told him yeah about 5 o'clock. So I'm assuming maybe he might be calling. But other than that, like this week, I haven't talked to him since last week since we were on. So we're currently live right now. We got David and Jesse. We're doing the Sunday ritual. You know,
Yep.
I'm sure they definitely got a bag full of tricks ready for us to go today, and I'm definitely on the edge of my seat right here, ready to get into it.
That's right. Buenas noches, buenas tardes, saludos a todos.
Good afternoon, good evening.
Jesse, same minds to all you guys.
That's all. I just want to throw that in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For Pochos like me.
Yeah, yeah. Good afternoon. Howdy, fellas. How's y'all? David's coming in hot with a how do you do? How y'all doing? Yeah.
On this Sunday.
Top of the evening to you.
Yeah.
Cheerio.
Yeah, this even, hey, is this considered afternoon? I've been down so long, I'm not even sure what this is anymore.
Yeah.
Hey, when does evening start, James? 6? I need you to run me down a little bit.
I think at
Maybe
six.
the
No,
listeners can help us out.
I think it's 6. I would say
Oh,
six
man.
is the evening.
I don't want I can't have you saying I think. I say I think. You know, I'm living in a cave.
So
Yeah.
so
With specifics from the civilized folks.
so I say that to say this. Yes.
Thank you. That's all I wanted from you. Yes. And even if you're wrong, you know, and you somehow get canceled over over etiquette.
Right.
You know, hey, my bad. You know,
I
hey,
had
but
no idea that 6 o'clock was not evening.
yeah, but I'm glad to be here with you guys, man. This is our Sunday sit down with David and Jesse. We are sitting down because we can't go far. We are locked in.
Yep. No, for sure. We were kind of hoping to be on it at 4 o'clock. Had a little delay of game. Couple things, transpired, but nothing critical. But yeah, just put us on hold for a little bit. James is fortunate enough to be able to move his schedule around a little bit, so that way we could come on at 5. A little after 5.
I think I should let everybody know what happened. I'm gonna let you know what happened, James, and all listeners, our faithfuls. Now, yeah, this is what happened. So 2:30. Okay, we got this. We have a reputation to maintain in here as far as the kitchen goes. Jesse, I live with Jesse. Like, I'm basically the chef's apprentice, but these guys put a bunch of food in here, and they're like, look, can you somehow work miracles with this? The meat pouches and all that. So we're going to do some rice bowls. So Jesse, Jesse couldn't do it. Yeah, he had to go to visit today. So when he's at visit, I thought, you know what? I got this. I've seen enough. It's not an issue. I'll come in from yard at 2:30. I didn't want to come in from yard, but like I said, we have a reputation to uphold.
And I tried to assist and do a bunch of the prepping last night, so that way he could just do the brunt of it in the end.
Yeah.
But
So at 2:30, I'm right on schedule. 2:30 comes, I got a cool little workout in. 1:45 to 2:30, it was perfect. I came right in and I got my bird bath going. For the listeners that don't know what a bird bath is, maybe you're on the wrong channel. This is a prison channel. That is our shower. So how the bird bath works is, we basically shower in the cell using the water from the sink. Some people fill up the sink with water. I use a tube, and it's a ridiculous process. It gets water everywhere, but guess what? It gets us clean. And that's what it is, because we don't have access to the shower like that. When we come in from yard, we got to shower on our own. Improvise. That's what we got to do in here. So
sometimes the bird bath is more convenient than going out to the shower.
I take a better bird bath. I get cleaner with the bird bath than I do in the shower. The shower's insane right here, and I'll get into the shower in a little bit. How I perceive these showers here. Jesse's a nature boy, so he doesn't mind them at all. I do. So I came in here, got the bird bath going, put the window cover up, put the music on, had a cool little ambiance, and I was just doing my thing, right?
I got home and Lincoln Park is just jamming away.
Yeah, I put some Lincoln Park on, because this is I need some rock music. I had to get going. So I'm bird bathing. I finish up. I dry up. I got, remember, there's no drain in the cell, so all the water that I use, it goes right on the floor, and we use towels to absorb it. We have a floor towel. Every prison cell got a floor towel unless you're a dirtbag. You got to have a floor towel.
You're scum of the earth if you don't have one.
Yeah, I don't even I don't even think I would talk to somebody that don't have a floor tail.
Yeah.
You gotta have a floor tail. So I got the water soaked up in the floor tail. I got the buckets ready for laundry. I got laundry soap in there. Like I got a whole system ready to go. So right when I'm done bird bathing, the damn door opens. They say, Lopez, program office. That's scary.
You're going to the whole.
We're talking about Sunday. I got done with the bird bath around 2:45. Got in from 2:30, 2:45. Got water everywhere. You don't want your door opening and you getting called to the program office on Sunday at any time. I just don't care. I don't care if it's
You
in the
never want to
morning.
be called to the program office, period.
You just don't. Full blues.
Weekend.
Bring your blues ID card, which means I had to be fully dressed in my blues ID card.
That usually means you're going to pick up a 115 or be notified about a dead relative.
That's what it is. That's exactly what played in my mind. And I was thinking, man, I hope somebody didn't die. Like this is pretty crazy. And other than that, you don't know if you got a 115. You don't know if some weirdo dropped a kite like they did over there in Calipatria. Somebody that just doesn't like you. Somebody that you don't. I have a lot of people that I've harmed in prison before. I'm not over here looking around at every single face that's on the shard. There's hundreds of people on the shard. I don't know if somebody just rolled up and they heard that I was here and they don't know about my change and they're afraid. You never know. It happens all the time. And they're like, hey, man, this guy's here. I can't be around him. I'm in fear for my life. Or it's scary to be called to the program office and you don't know what it's for. So,
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
I drop everything. I got water on the floor, and look, Jesse's my boy. This is my bro. If I was in here with anybody else, I would have cleaned up the water. Not for Jesse.
He left a note there like, hey, if you get thirsty, there's a bunch of bird bath water on the floor. Do me a favor and fill your cup up.
I know he'll forgive me for this one. He ain't gonna like it, but he'll understand. So I just they're like buzzing my door. It's open, and I'm like, damn. So I get dressed, and the time that it took for me to pick up the water, that I should have picked up the water, I spent in the mirror combing my hair. If I'm going down today, I'm going down with my hair combed.
I want my glamour shot to be right in my booking photo.
Yeah, look at my hair, Jess. This is freshly gelled.
I see.
Freshly gelled.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself. There's people starving to death.
I could have put a hat on, Jess, when I went to the program, but I didn't.
That hat you got, though, I would have been more offended if you wore that to program than you taking your time to cut your hair.
We'll get into this hat. We'll get into this hat after. We got to retouch on the showers in the day room, James, and we got to get into this hat because I stand by this hat.
This hat stands by him.
So anyway,
It's got a life of its own.
I get to the program office. What you don't want to see outside of the program office when you're walking up is a sergeant and two S&Es. Okay, the sergeant is like the yard sergeant. He's just like, he's rough around the edges. He gives nothing off. Like you can't tell like what's going on.
Got some chewing tobacco.
Yeah, that's all he needed to do was just spit some tobacco on the curb. He neither
What you want, boy?
he neither smiles. He doesn't wince. This guy's just stern face,
He got that old park ranger hat with some aviator glasses.
Yeah, that's all he needed. Like Smokey the Bear, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
standing right there.
What about the ranger?
Yeah, he's just looking at me, and they're looking at me. I'm walking up, and another guy comes in right before me, and he's somebody who I would expect to be getting called to the program office for a 115. So when I see him, I told you who it was, right, Jeff? Remember Maniac? Yeah. I see him go in, and I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, these are, like, I'm in trouble for something. I don't know what I did, but this is not the guy. Like, this is 115 serving hearings or what, And,
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
I can't believe that they're going to cut my story short like that, Jess.
Hey, apparently they're not as concerned about the write-up as you were.
Let me tell you, I have to tell you, no matter how good we're doing in this life that we're living,
You can't help but to be paranoid.
we get paranoid for stupid reasons. And I'm going to touch more on this after also. We got some things to touch on. And I guess we'll be right back.
All right, cool. We'll be here. I'll be waiting.
Call you back.
All right.
Yep.
All right. So today is Sunday, and we got David and Jesse, coming in and sharing their knowledge, with us, their prison knowledge, things that are constantly happening and evolving evolving in the prison system. Anyhow, right now we're waiting for them to call back, and once they call back, then we'll go ahead and continue and see where this conversation takes us, if you will. All right, and there it is. You hear the prison phone in the background. Okay, let me see here.
Esta es
This
Global
call is now
Talent.
being
Usted
recorded.
tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado en de la prisión estatal de Centinela, Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5. Gracias por utilizar Global Talent.
Hello, hello.
James.
Yep.
James and listeners, our third cellies. All right, so anyway, I'm at the program office. I got the sergeant and 2 SNEs out front, and they won't tell you anything. Like, literally, when you walk up, they're just looking at you all the way till you get within feet of them. They give nothing away. So I get there, and I ask them, and I say, hey, look, what's up? Somebody called Lopez? And they look at me, and they say, they pull out the bullwhip. Yeah, they're like, oh, you're here for power of attorney. I was like, what the hell? Because I put in a request to get a power of attorney, to get a notary. Oh yeah, you're here for a notary. And so that's all it was. So then I don't know why I'm going up there. I'm literally walking with my hands behind my back because I'm thinking I'm getting cuffed for something. And hear that in the background.
Yeah.
What is that?
Hello, hello.
Hello. Hello, what's up? What's up?
There it is. Hey, you guys asked about him. Now you guys got him here.
Live in the flesh,
Hey,
baby.
Joe. Hey, here.
What's up?
Hey, Jesse hit his heels 3 times. So I said there's no place like blue, and he just showed up.
What I said is I was like, Beetle Blue, Beetle Blue, Beetle Blue.
He said
Hey, bro.
Beetle blue.
Yeah, I Beetlejuiced his ass. Hey, what's up, fool? I tried to call you yesterday, you and Fish, and your guys' phone wasn't ringing or anything.
Yeah, what's going on here?
Okay, look at, bro. My phone ran out. Like the battery ran out. It was my sister's birthday yesterday, so it was my first weekend pass because like right. So it's the first time I actually been venturing over the weekend, right? So long story short, and I'm not dying for nothing. Keep in mind, I've just been relaxing, chilling. I'm not in no rush to do nothing. I'm looking at like I did all this time. I could do a year flat, no problem, right? But it was my sister's birthday, so I said, you know what? I'm gonna dip. I'm gonna dip out, and the phone ran out of juice, so it was off. You know, nothing other than that. You know. You hear me?
All right.
Well, yeah, but I had a good time. It's the first time I went to I went in water, right, guys? And it's different. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It's different in water. I was in the pool, and in the pool, I have been in settings.
Literally.
Yes, I have been in settings similar, but like adults, sometimes they don't want to get in the pool, so like I won't get in, you know. But yesterday was different. Yesterday I was like, nah, I'm going in. Whoever's coming in, whoever ain't coming in, I'm getting in. You know, I've been missing. I've been feeling it, and I played cool a couple times, not getting my feet wet. You know, and I just jumped in, bro, and it felt so foreign and alien to me. And I used to swim all the time, and I loved water, but it felt like I was heavy. It felt like I was sinking. It felt like I couldn't swim no more. And I was swimming. They thought I was doing fine. But mentally, in my mind, I was like, this shit feels hard. This shit feels very hard. And I'll try to go faster, and it'll feel like the water's pushing against my skin on my arm. And I'll be like, what the hell's wrong with me? It felt very awkward.
What the? You got to get yourself some
Right?
floaties or something. Yeah, get you a little rubber ducky.
I'm saying this to prepare you guys, bro. I'm saying this to prepare you guys for what's coming when you first get in water, you know?
We're gonna start slow. I'm gonna start slow. I'm gonna start like in the shallow end.
I jumped in the deep end.
That's crazy.
And I jumped off of it's like a waterfall, It's in the backyard though, so it's like a waterfall, and it got like a cave, so you could go in the cave and the waterfall's dripping over you. Well, I climbed on the whole thing and I jumped off and I went in the pool, right? And you know, they videotaped me. So when I'm seeing the video afterwards, I'm like, oh, I just went down and came up. But when it happened, bro, I felt like I was down there for like 30 seconds. I started panicking. I was like, go up. And I was like, what the hell? It just felt so different, bro. It felt like I could have died, you know?
Oh,
Yeah.
That's tight. I went
Yeah,
to Hawaii to go
it felt
swimming last
ugly.
week, so I didn't have that problem.
Yeah.
I was in Hawaii last week with my company, and we didn't have that problem.
Okay, that's what's up. Well, I did, bro. I felt like I was going to sink to the bottom. And then they're telling me, did you touch the bottom? Because you could kick up. And I was like, man, I didn't touch no bottom. I was dying to get up. And in the video, I come up like in a second, bro. In the video, I come up like in 2 seconds. But in real life, I was panicking. I was like, what the hell's wrong with me? I was like, go up.
Felt like forever.
Yeah, it took forever, bro. But in reality, it was like 2 seconds. I thought I'd share that with you guys.
Well, I'm glad you told me that because
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
my first introduction to water would have been like running into the beach or something, into the surf, and that would have probably been it, you know? I probably would have died.
Yeah, that would have been it. Yeah, because you just remember like what you used to do. And somebody was telling me, well, we're older now. Somebody actually told me, like, we're older, fool, like, because I explained that, and I was like, yeah, but still, like, I'm older, but I still move. I'm still mobile, you know. I got on the bike, the bike James gave me, and I didn't feel nothing. I felt like once you know, you know. So I felt like the water was gonna be like that too, and it's a completely different trip. Well, for me, it was, you know.
No, well, your body had to readapt to that. Just like when people go to outer space, or like people go on fighter jets, they have to condition their body to deal with new elements. And just because you've been in the water before, being away from the water for 20-something years, almost damn near 30 years, your body had to reacclimate itself to such a foreign experience, you know.
And then the water wasn't temperature. There was no temperature on the water, right? Like, it was cold. It was sunny and hot, but it was cold, right? So when I got in, they knew it was going to be cold, and they told me, and I didn't care, you know. But that too was messing with me too, because it felt so cold, and I was like, what's wrong? I used to get in the pools all the time, you know. So it was a dynamic of forces going on in that first dip, you know. I love you though. I love never almost coming back to the top of the. Yeah.
They let you go in the transitional housing for the whole weekend.
Yeah, they let you go. You know. So I remember you guys know Frankie. Remember Frankie?
Yep.
So I remember being in prison still and hearing about him, and I was like, oh, that's cool, you know.
Yeah. His place. He had it good over there. They can go like from Thursday to Monday sometimes. Thursday night.
Oh wow!
I just talked to my old Sally.
Yeah.
I talked to my old Sally
yesterday
morning. Was it yesterday morning?
Yeah.
Yesterday morning. Yeah.
Yesterday morning, I talked to my old Sally, and he did 26 years. My boy Joe did 26 years, man, and he's out there and he's doing the damn thing right now, working at a college. He was a lifer.
Oh, that's good.
And man, he was my handball partner, and that's my boy right there. So he's like my big brother, you know. And it's crazy that I get to talk to him, and he's still doing the same thing, man. But he went to transitional housing in San Diego.
Hey, I got what I would think will be inspiring youth for you fellas and anybody else who's into college and doing the college thing. I have a friend that I grew up in prison with. I know him since maybe 99, 2000. And we've been at multiple places with each other, and I didn't know he was home, you know, because you don't know who made it out, who didn't. So he made it out 11 months before me, and he's working for one of the Cal States, you know, one of the counties of Cal State. He's working for one of them. I won't say specific because who knows if he wants me to even say this, right? But it's inspiring, so I'm gonna say the details about it without saying anything. He's been out 11
Yep.
months, bro. It hasn't even been a year, and he just got into Yale University.
Wow. Crazy.
That's what I said. I was so proud of him. He don't believe it. He can't believe it, bro. But I was so proud of my boy.
Esta llamada y
And
su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
I was so proud of my boy, and he don't talk to me. We don't talk much. Like, this is my age deuce, and we don't talk much because he's always studying, you know? And life is busy. I get it, you know? But he called me up to let me know, like, hey, folks, I can't believe it, but I got into Yale, you know? And I couldn't believe he was telling me that. And I know he's been studying, and, like, I know that's his trip. They're paying for the college, so in his eyes, he was like, I could wait on the job. I could wait on everything. I know where I'm going. I know what I'm doing. I'm putting school first. And he's been dedicated to that ever since he got out. And he got into Yale, bro. And I don't think this is stories like this get a big light because they never really happen. But I just want to share that news for anyone that's listening. Like, he did it. One of us made it. You know, I'm not pursuing college out here. I'm not taking that trip, but he is. And for those that are pursuing college, like, now you got a story where one of us made it, and I would think no one would even think about those heights. You know, those are heights that we couldn't even imagine.
Couldn't even fathom.
I couldn't even get into community college when I was out there, you know? Yeah.
No, but I know we get into colleges now, but like Yale's not just any college, you know?
No,
that's like
that's an Ivy League college, yeah.
My boy, that's like a resume, get any job you want type of deal, you know? Like, well, that's just how I'm looking at it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, hell yeah, Yale's big shit. Big shit.
Yeah, it's big, bro. It's huge, you know? Yeah.
And how's everything else going out there? Hey, have you talked to Fish?
No, I texted him today in the morning.
SoCal.
Yeah, I texted him today in the morning and he didn't text back. So I'm assuming he might be on a cruise ship fishing in the middle of the ocean, you know, or something like that. But he's pretty good at getting back all the time.
Yeah,
But you know, sometimes he does stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
we called him yesterday.
Yeah.
We called yesterday, but like your phone, his phone wasn't ringing either. So yeah, I didn't even think about it. He might be out in the ocean.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's probably in the ocean, you know. Yeah.
Okay, well if you talk to him, tell him we tried to give him a holler. That we'll go ahead and reach out again later on in the week. You know.
Okay.
Yep. All right.
Okay, I will.
Hey, so Dave was in the middle of telling a story about how he got jammed up by the freaking the notary, and
yeah.
Let me ask you this, right? All right, Blue. So I was trying to explain to them, right? I was trying to explain it, and I was trying to explain to Jesse also, you know, because he hasn't been in prison that long, so you know he doesn't really like understand the ways of the.
Hey, can you explain it to me?
He doesn't understand. He doesn't understand the ways of incarceration yet, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
No,
Yeah.
hey, what does that mean?
What's the program office?
Yeah,
No.
yeah, program. Did they got video games there?
Yeah, it's for programs.
Yeah.
No, so this is the thing, right? So when you get called, right? I was telling James and the listeners, I got called to the program office today at 2:45 p.m. on a Sunday. Lopez report to program full blues.
And did you have a panic attack? You know what? I'm at a point in my life where I don't. Look it, bro. I'm at a point in my life where I won't think nothing.
When you were in here.
But okay, yeah, I'm telling you, when I was in there, I was at a point in my life where I won't think none of it. But they started calling me to program like that out of nowhere, and this was when I was doing the St. Jude Children's Hospital thing, right? So I didn't know they were calling me for that, but I still knew there's no way I'm getting a 115. There's no way nothing's going on. There's no way. And when I'm walking up, I'm confident. But like when you get closer, you're like, well, what if it is? What if, you know? But then I will kill those thoughts real quick and be like, it ain't. And then I go up there and I'll be like, what's up? Because I'm thinking it's like a attorney, it's a juvenile bail pass. Because keep in mind, my whole term, they've called me out for juvenile meetings, bills, stuff like this, lawyers.
Le
I've always
queda
been
un
getting called out.
restante de 60 segundos.
I've always been getting called out for the juvenile thing, right? And so it's a custom. Like when I don't know what it is, oh, it's another juvenile thing. It's another lawyer. It's another. This is happening, right? But it was for the St. Jude Children's Hospital walk, and I was like, oh, okay. And then they called me out like 3-4 more times, and it was always that. It was to clear the pictures. It was to make sure everyone's signatures were there. It was to what's this planning, what's that planning. So it all pertains to that. So you might have thought it was bad, but I'm sure it turned out good, right?
Well, it was just for a notary, for a power of attorney. You know, the notary was there. I put in for it, but the thing is,
it's funny how post-traumatic stress.
Yeah, the thing is,
to set in.
What happened in Calipatria was similar that day. You know, like they it was crazy that they just like it was. Did they call 60 seconds?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. Well, I guess they just clicked over, James. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, James.
Yeah.
I got a kitchen job, right?
Uh-huh.
And the kitchen job, they'll come get me like at 4 in the morning. And inmates ain't out at 4 in the morning. And this was after I had done a lot of time in prison. So when they call you out, you think it's cool because you get to walk in the night, and it's only like 5 of you, 6, 7 of you the most, right? And the night cop's walking you. But one of those nights, we didn't have no trash bags in the kitchen. So this is what he's referring to. And they tell me, hey, go get some trash bags from the program. And I'm like, okay. And when I go get it, all this nervousness kicked in, like I'm not supposed to be here. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like everything kicked in like that.
All right, it's connecting. We're connecting right now.
This call is now being recorded.
Propagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5. Gracias por utilizar Global Tel Link.
Hello.
All right. So
Hello.
Yeah. So
Continue
so
on.
I was saying that that was like PTSD or something because of what happened in Calipat, and you know I was doing the same thing over there. I was just I was doing good, man. I was staying out the way and wasn't causing problems, wasn't involved with nothing crazy, and out of nowhere they just walked to my door, popped the tray slot. They told me to get fully dressed and they have to they put my boots on and they have to take me to program in restraint. And then that's all they told me, and I was thinking, damn, man, what did I do? I didn't do nothing. So I went there with confidence, like, no matter what, they're probably just going to freaking ask me about something or who knows, But I wasn't tripping. I went over there, too, with straight confidence. And, man, I spent 40 days in the hole after that because somebody dropped an anonymous kite, and I was like, damn, what the hell? I didn't, we got cleared. The investigation got cleared in 14 days. They found out it was bogus information, and then they sent me here, but ever since that happened, that's just been, I get anxiety. It gives me anxiety, man, when they call me over there, when I see like certain staff or something like that. I think like, man, like I try to fight it though because I know better. Like they're not all bad, But I still get I try not to like interact with them too much. I just let them do them and I do me, But yeah, it sucks, man. And I think like it's gonna be a little bit it's gonna be a while till I get over that. I'm still healing from that because that was traumatic, man. After 5 years clean, you get taken in the hole for some BS.
And this is you're talking about when you were in Calipatria, right? Like this last year that had just passed.
Yeah. Yep. And I was in Calipatria.
Hey, you know what?
And it was crazy. Just.
I
know what happened too. I know exactly who did it.
Hey, but joke was on them. You're in a way better situation now. I mean, they got you out the way, but man, they at the end of the day now they did you a favor, right? Depending on how you look at it.
Yeah, and I don't go into like conspiracy theories and things like that, but it's just crazy that how everything played out. The whole timing of everything, and I just you don't know in this place. You don't know who's. We talked about corruption last time. We talked about we talked about corrupt juvenile officers or probation officers and everything that's going on in LA County, and you don't know who's a part of that.
And the reality is, I'm gonna tell you, with all the corrupt juvenile staff and correctional officers, probation officers, all that I've seen going through YA, juvenile hall, probation, all that stuff, it's nothing compared.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
Listen to what he said. Listen to what he said, James. Everything that he's seen. Say that.
And I left a lot of stuff out. You know what I mean? Like when I was in YA, there was staff members that literally used to come into your cell and take out the red Colgate toothpaste and fill your toothpaste with strawberry VO5 shampoo. They take your baby powder out of your bottles and fill it with Ajax.
Yep.
And then the second you confronted them about it, you know, they, well, what's up then? And they literally take their belt off and go in the cell and fight with you. You know what I mean? Like, and this is a grown-ass man. Where this was happening with, everybody there was 18 to 25, so I guess you could say we were grown too. But you know, we were still kids in a sense, you know what I mean? And it was just a trip, though, you know what I mean? It was a trip to see some of that. But despite all that, you know what I mean, watching staff, you know, willing to come in the cell and fight with us and stuff like that, and just you know, facilitating fights, you know, literally. And why, when something would happen, if you got into it with somebody, they would bring you out to the day room and they'd sit you both on the one side of one table and the other one on the other side of the other table, and they'll tell you, look, I'm going to get up, I'm going to walk to the podium. If either one of you get up before I get to that podium, you're getting written up. Whoever gets up is getting the write-up. But what they would do is they'd walk. This is somebody that you got in a fight with. Like if I got in a fight with David, right? They'd put the alarm, they'd spray us, they'd put us on the ground, and then they'd put us in our cells, and they do the whole little it's called a level B. And then they would, I forget how many days, I can't remember the whole process, to be honest with you, but it'd be about a week or two later, they'll bring you out, and it's called a conference, and they'll sit you one-on-one, and what it's supposed to do is supposed to be a counseling conference. But what they did in YA for us is they'd sit David on one side of the table, they'd sit me on the other side of the table, and the staff would be like, check this out, man, I'm going to get up, I'm going to walk away, I'm going to go to the podium, and if either one of you get up before I get to that podium, you're the one getting written up. Once I get to that podium, the rest is on you guys, you know what I mean? And it was just common sense, like, okay, and this was your run backs, because in YA, whoever took off on somebody, the other person had to get his run back. It was just like a nonstop thing. And so the staff would go to the podium, and as soon as he'd turn around and put his back on that podium so that he could watch us fight, we would just literally jump up and just start going, boom, 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 and start fighting. Now the thing is they'll tell you, they'll let you go for about a good 30 seconds, and then they'll be like, get down, that's it. And if you don't stop, then they'll hit the alarm and they'll put you through it again. If you let it go, like if you when they call get down, if you like backed up and was like, all right, you good, yep, and you proned out, they just put you back in your cell. They wouldn't write you up, and you go about your business. So this is the kind of corruption I was dealing with for years in YA. You know, like the kind of stuff that. But again, this is nothing compared to the shenanigans that I've seen in CDCR.
And we didn't get to that. James. Remember that all those probation officers, everybody that got hemmed up, those 64 people that got hemmed up over there in LA County, and everybody that's gotten hemmed up in that juvenile system and all that corruption, it's nothing compared to what we've seen in CDCR.
Thank God it's a different place now.
It's extremely scary.
Right.
When, you know, and I believe wholeheartedly from the bottom of my heart that it was a staff member that had that information dropped on me to take me to the hole. 100%. I don't doubt it for a second. I don't think he wrote it, but I definitely believe that he told the guy exactly what to write, and I even know who would have wrote that for him, because he was afraid that I was going to accuse him of misconduct. And I told him I wasn't. I told him, I see what you are. I know you're dirty. I don't want no part of it. I'm not going to 602 you. I'm not going to write you up. I said all that straight across the board. And I don't know if I got into that, James, on this.
No.
With you.
No, you didn't.
I told him, I worked for the dude for close to 2 years. And I seen him do some foul shit to people. Hey, he did some foul shit to people. And I seen it. And I was like, fuck, man, this dude's dangerous. And I had to just I had to mind my own business and just fucking put bogus paperwork on people, fight people for buck 115s. It was fucked up to see, man. And I wanted to get out of there, so I asked to put in a job change. And I tried everything, man, because you only have to stay in that job for 2 years, because it was a clerk job. So 2 years went by, and I only had 4 months left, and he just did some foul shit to some other people, and he did it right in front. I've seen it. He knows I've seen it. And I was like, man, that's fucked up. I thought in my head that I ain't gonna say shit, because these are all his people here. And I just seen how they all operate, behind the scenes, Working as a clerk, you kind of see everything behind the scenes, And I seen it all. I was like, yeah, it's better just to bide my time, keep my mouth shut, and just act like I didn't see it and move on, And 4 months up to the 2 years was coming up. I had 4 months to go, and I just couldn't take it no more. So I started finding another job. But usually you find a job about a month before. But I started 4 months before, and they offered me a good job and shit. And so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take that job. So I went and I asked for a job change, and he was like, well, why do you want to get a job change? And I was like, nah, I just my 2 years is coming up. He's like, that's all right. I'll put you in the porter position. We'll swap positions with him, and you can stay here, and you could be here. You could be here pretty much until you transfer. And I was like, I had no intentions of leaving Calipat when I did. I was in college. I wasn't going to leave. I'd still be there. I wasn't going to leave that place. I was there already over almost 6 years, so I had no reason to leave. And even though it was level 4, I was going to override for school and just stay there. That's what I knew. So all this time goes by, and this shit's happening. I need to get the hell out of there. I feel like I'm in danger of being there. And I'm worried also that, hey, one of these dudes that he's putting one of these fake 115s on, they're going to freaking take it out on me. They're going to be like, well, you're sitting there, you're sticking up for him, you're not speaking up. And so me, I'm in blue. That dude is very safe. He's got people to look out for him. I'm in blue. I could get stabbed. So I'm worried about that too. Like, fuck, man, these people know I saw it, and I'm not speaking up because I'm afraid on both ends. I'm like, fuck, man. So I just figured the best thing to do is remove me. So he starts asking me, why do you want to leave? And I told him, look, I don't want to get caught up with anything going on in here. And that's where I fucked up, because he's like, well, what's going on in here? And I said, no, it just seems like there's a lot of back and forth. He goes, what do you mean, back and forth? And this dude did not stop. I'm like, no, I've seen that there's people that are saying that you're writing them up for fake 115s, you're getting 602 a lot, and I don't want to get in the middle of it, And then he's like, well, why should you be worried about it? And I said, well, I'm worried about it because I know it's wrong. I know it's wrong, man. And that's where I fucked up. And I told him, I seen what you did. I seen what you did. I saw I saw what you did, and I don't want to be a part of it. And he's like, so you're accusing me of misconduct? And boom, he called the sergeant in there. So the sergeant, yeah.
Damn.
So the sergeant, hey, I was like, fuck, So the sergeant goes in there. And he's like, what's going on? He's like, well, Mr. Lopez is accusing me of misconduct. And I said, look, I'm not playing this game with you guys. I'm not accusing you of nothing. He's like, well, you just said you saw me doing things. You implied that I did something that I wasn't supposed to do. And I said, look, man, I'm not going to play these games with you. I told the sergeant, look, man, I put in a job change. Just let me go. I'm not going to 602 this dude. I'm not going to make a big scene. I know you guys are coworkers and all that. I don't need to be ostracized. I got a job. Just let me go. Let me go. And he's like, well, why don't you take it back? He goes, you could take it to the cell. You could take it to the cell today and just cool off, So I was like, cool. So I went into the housing unit and I told my floor officer. And my floor officer was ex-IGI. Like, he's ex-squad. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to let him know what's going on because he knows that.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
So I told him. I was like, look, I told this floor officer, look, I'm not going to 602 him. You guys all know how he is, but I don't want to be in there no more. I just don't. There's too much shit going on in there. I don't want to be in there. I'm letting you know I don't want no problems with you guys. And I'll stay in the cell. I'll do what I got to do until the job change goes in. And he's like, don't worry about it. What's going on? And I told him what I had seen. He goes, yeah, he told me straight up, yeah, that dude's fucking dirty. And I just said, but look, what he's doing is between him and the people he's doing it to, and I don't want no issues. I said it over and over again. I don't want no issues with you guys. 6 days later, James, an anonymous kite landed in IGI's mailbox. Who takes a kite anonymously to IGI's mailbox? Come on, man.
Yeah.
It landed in their mailbox. It landed in their mailbox that says that It landed in their mailbox that said I was going to assault him. It says that somebody heard me plotting to assault him, and that I was a danger to staff, and so that's why I had to go to the hole pending an investigation. 6 days after I said that, I had seen him doing something. That's fucking dirty. And they all knew it. Hey, James, I hadn't even talked to the captain. because I was trying to protect myself. I told the captain of my yard, and I said, look, guys know me. I've been here for a long time. I said, I don't want no issues with you guys. This is what's going on. And I'm only telling you because I feel like something's going to happen to me. And 6 days later, the captain's interviewing me in the hole because she has to come see me within 24 hours. And I said, this is what I was talking about. How could you guys let this happen to me? I told you guys 6 days ago that this dude was going to do something to me. And now you have an anonymous kite? And then they said that they got it on a Monday. They said it appeared. No, they said that the kite appeared in ISU's mailbox on Monday, that they just found it in there. And mail doesn't go out on Sunday here.
Yeah.
Mail doesn't go out on Friday. Mail doesn't go out on Friday. It doesn't go out on Saturday. And it doesn't go out on Sunday. So I said, so you're telling me Thursday somebody put an anonymous kite into the mailbox and it went through the tower that said I was going to assault staff, and the tower missed it on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday? I said, no, that was walked over there by somebody and dropped into their box on Monday, where they just found it miraculously. And you guys know who it is. And they cleared me, James, in 16 days. That's how fast they cleared me.
Yeah.
And
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
that's what's going on in the back of my head when they call me to the program office. I'm thinking, who is connected to this motherfucker? That's what I was thinking. It's a scary place, dude. It's a corrupt place. But it's just what it is, man. It's the nature of this beast in here. Go ahead and call you back.
All right, cool. Thank you. Hey, Joe. Big Joe. Joe. Maybe he's maybe he put the phone down, or maybe he's on another call. Anyhow, yeah, hey, you know what? I appreciate you, Casey fan, for encouraging anybody watching to tap the screen if they're enjoying the conversation. Really appreciate that. And right now we're waiting for David and Jesse to call back. And I see on the YouTube side. All right. Let's see what's going on over here.
Hotel Link, usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
This call is now being recorded.
un individuo encarcelado en de la prisión estatal de Centinela, Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5. Gracias por utilizar Global Tel-Link.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
All right, so,
That's what happened over there. Go ahead.
damn, yeah. So, I mean, I remember when you went through your journey, you said that there was some shady stuff going on, but you didn't get into the specifics of it. But now that you mention it, man, that's like the top of the line right there of shadiness, and I could definitely see where you're coming from as far as not wanting to have any smoke with them, because pretty much I mean, you're in their house. They could manipulate the system in any way they can, and it's not going to be towards your benefit. So man.
And see, the thing is, before though, James, realistically, we didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't care. I know Jesse sure as hell didn't care. We welcomed the cat and mouse, but I was living that lifestyle, and coming from a place where I'm not living like that no more. Like, I don't want those issues, because I know that I'm not willing to throw my life away anymore. I'm not willing to. I don't have that hatred in my heart that it takes to even show up to the freaking to the game. It's just not in me no more. I don't want to be that person. So I had to take it on the chin. I had to take it on the chin. I went to the hole. I sat there in the hole for, I think it was a little over 40 days or something. I don't know, something like that. And I sat there and I was just thinking in my head, like, fuck, man, like, is this ever going to end? I grew up in the hole. I was in the hole, man. I was getting freaking isolated since I was 15 years old. in the halls. I spent time in chains. I spent time in security units. And I just, it was like, man, you think you go through all this, you do all this good stuff, and you think, man, at the end of the day, I'm right back where I started from.
And that's where he says all that to say this, as far as to add context to earlier being called to the program office, and even though Joe was able to walk to the program office with that confidence, I know in the back of his mind he's still asking himself, well, what is this about? And there's still a little bit of anxiety or a little bit of potential fear, even though you could tell yourself, I'm not doing anything. I know I'm not doing anything, but we've seen enough things in here that you don't have to be doing anything for it to go bad. That's the truth about it. And for the longest time, we were doing something. So I could only imagine what David was going through. I know anytime I'm called, or even sometimes they pop my door and they're like, hey, go down to the counselor's office, or hey, go to the podium, or when I hear, stomping boots coming up the stairs, what it does is it makes my heart race a little bit. It gives me anxiety. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not worried about it. They're free to come in my cell. They do come in here. There's no, I'm not worried about it. And, when IGI is in the building searching cells, I look out my window like, oh man, sucks to be them guys. Thank God it isn't me anymore. And I don't worry about it. But when it's something unexpected, something like being called to program, it's never a good thing usually. And if you don't know exactly what you're going for, there's a fear, there's a component there, and it just goes to show like what that post-traumatic stress, how it affects you, and because a lot of times you can go to the program and they could be like, hey man, check it out, turn around, cuff up, you're going to the hole. What do you mean?
Good. They put me in a cage and they gave me a lockup order at 114.
Yeah.
And it was the worst fucking thing, dude, that I had ever seen.
Yep, and that's even though you're doing the right thing, it can happen. I've seen it happen. You get a lot of weird ass people around here that they don't like to see you shine, and it's the same thing when you were doing the bad stuff. People didn't want to see you shine, and even when you're doing good stuff, you got people on the side that you tend to make them feel like, because they're unable to take the courageous choices, and it's like you got to understand, and so people just like to see people fall. Sometimes people just sit back and plot and scheme, and so it's it's a treacherous place, in that sense, and it just, thank goodness it was nothing bad, but I can only imagine what he was going through, walking up there, wondering, man, why would they be calling me? What is this? What's going on here? Because it could have been more bad things than it could have been something good. That's for sure. They don't call you to program for, hey, we just want to call you over here to say, attaboy. You know what I mean? They're calling you over there to issue you a 115 to tell you that somebody in your family died, or you got a case. You've been served. Here's divorce papers. Here's legal mail. You have a new charge in this county, or whatever. You got an enemy that just got here from another prison. He's an ad seg. You want to cite this 128.
Yeah.
The things that they call you to program for is 90% of the time is nothing good.
They could have called me up there to notify a threat of my life.
Yep. I've had it. I've had that happen. I've had them call me up there and tell me, hey man, check this out. This is what it is. You want to sign this thing, and it's literally like, hey, you've been targeted for murder. You know what I mean? Straight up. You want and it was like, damn, and when you're caught in that life, this is when I was still active. When you're caught in that life, they're like, hey, you want to go? And when there's 6 IGI standing in front of program, and they're like, hey, you want to go or what? And it's like, what? Like, go where? I ain't going nowhere with you guys. Back then I had such the mindset that they were my enemy so much that I was willing to turn around and walk back to the shark tank and with my life in danger and before leaving with these guys who are here supposedly to help me and save my life, And ultimately, I made the choice to go back, because that's what I signed up for. I believe that, hey,
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
this is my destiny, this is my fate, And so it was what it was, And but yeah, when they call you up there, it's usually never anything good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel for you. If they would have thought I wasn't here to see it, was that water on the floor or was that urine? Did you?
It was urine. Huh?
Yeah, I came in the cell and he had pissed his pants. Oh, come on. That's why you were so intent on having the neighbors tell me, hey, I swear it's water on the floor. Can you clean it up?
Yeah.
I had to run out of there in a hurry. I seen a puddle of water all the way down the freaking pier. Downstairs. I was like, oh, no. He gets freaking pants. What's going on here? They shit out of him.
Yep.
Yep.
Hey, so
But
you know how
They told they would have came to my Go ahead.
you know how I
Go
was
ahead. Go
telling
ahead.
you guys that I was gonna take the show on the road. Uh, uh, um, I unplugged. I'm unplugged. I'm
Yeah,
getting
where you
ready.
at?
Huh? Oh, so right now, so I'm unplugging everything and I'm checking if I could get on the road over here and hopefully we are in the way I figured it out. Then we're gonna go. So wish me luck. Say a little prayer and hopefully I got everything set up correctly.
Remember what I told you though. Never let your wife see you go above 76 degrees of mad, of crazy.
yeah, yeah, she comes outside. You got a freaking
Yeah.
one of those satellite dishes on the roof of your
Yeah.
car. She's gonna be tripping. Just know
Yeah. If you can identify with Jesse and I,
that. Yeah,
you're
no problem.
easily in the high 90s of crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Just know that you've been compromised.
Yeah. You know that we haven't been speaking English this whole time, right? Yeah.
Right. Hey, I
Crazy.
understand you guys. I understand you guys.
Yeah. And I don't speak Spanish, and we sure as hell haven't been speaking English. So we speak crazy.
But look at so if for some reason it happens to cut off or whatever, then and
Yeah.
you're unable to broadcast. Then do you want us to try calling back later on when we go to day room on the video
What's
or
going on here?
Yeah, yeah,
What's going
yeah,
on
yeah,
here?
yeah. We'll go ahead and try that. Can-
okay.
Okay.
Just you should probably be home by then. If for some reason it cuts off,
Yeah, 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 yeah. So this is kind of like a trial and error thing. I'm trying to check it out if I could take my show on the road, and this will definitely open up some new avenues for us to be able to be able to stream from
Okay.
wherever wherever I'm at.
Yeah.
that's
I
right.
can't divulge your location, but I got a lot of questions.
Yeah.
I can't divulge it. This is where on the earth is James San Diego? What part of San Diego?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm always moving and
Yeah.
shaking.
So
I'm always
yeah.
somewhere.
They're gonna do a Where's Waldo book. They're gonna do a
Mhm.
Where's Waldo book with James in it.
Mhm.
They're gonna be looking for the whip. Find the whip.
Well, I know the mustache is real because he pulled on it.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, where's Blue at? Is Blue around?
No, so I sent him a message. So you know how I was telling you guys that I was gonna take a show on the road. I had to unplug the call because that call that we were on with him, I have I have it plugged into another different apparatus, if you will. So since I'm going on the road,
Yeah.
it doesn't allow me to keep that plugged in. So I sent him a message that I was gonna have to unplug him.
Okay, that'll work. That'll
Yeah,
work.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hey, who do we got on right now? Do we have any of the listeners on, James?
Right now we got for sure I know we got KC fan for sure, and then on the
Nice.
YouTube side I am not. Oh,
Yep.
hold on. Oh, okay, so we got Michael from Toronto. We got Chubby Jessica. So Michael writes, I'm in.
So
He's in there, and then Chubby Jessica writes, "Hi friends, great to be here. This is my favorite show of all times." And then Michael also writes good stuff. James.
That's tight. Tell James we appreciate being there. Chubby Jessica's our favorite listener. We appreciate her being here.
yep.
Um, yeah, definitely. That's cool. Oh, so KC fan is from TikTok. Were we on TikTok the whole time?
She's
Yeah,
on.
we got man. I said some stuff. We're canceled for sure.
She's on both. She's on both. She helps out on the YouTube side and she helps on the TikTok side. But I think the conversation you've been keeping it
No, but we were.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, but we're good. We're good.
I said. I don't.
Just
All right.
don't
I was
don't
gonna say, man.
Are we still broadcasting on both channels?
Yeah, right now we are right now.
Oh man.
You you
Hey.
know,
Okay.
Well,
hey.
look, man. To all the reasonable people on TikTok, we send our love to you guys and to the listeners. To all the crazies, man, you guys go. No, I'm just kidding. I was gonna say some shit right now, but I didn't.
No, definitely. I know my boy Pit Viper. I know my boy Pit Viper. My brother. I'm sure he's on there listening.
Yeah.
So if he's listening to this, I want to send a shout out to you. I love you, brother. You already know what it is. And
Yeah, Viper, man, that's my boy right there.
yep,
They're my
Bruce
love.
Willis and Lex Luthor, anybody else, if you guys are listening, we send ours. Iceman, Oh, man, we've been missing you.
Wherever you're at,
Wherever you at,
whatever
you're in the
you're
Fish Layer. We did get your message earlier today, this morning. I appreciate that. We are going to hit you back.
always love getting those, man.
Yep. We always love getting your message, but we've been missing you guys on the live broadcast, man. Come on through. Hopefully everything's good up there in the Bay Area. I'm thinking SoCal Fish Layer probably down there in the deep sea right now catching some.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
Some bluefin tuna.
Yeah, and Chubby Jessica is definitely a faithful listener. We appreciate her being there. And what about Marlene and Righteous Monkey? There's some regulars on YouTube that we definitely
we send our shout outs, especially to Toronto.
Yeah,
Toronto. Yep. To Michael from Toronto. So shout out.
Yeah, for sure.
Glad you guys are here, man. And the thing is, look, what I like about having people from around the country, around the world, is it brings our community together. We are a community. We are a community. Yeah, we're us personally. Jesse and I were just been impacted, but the listeners who take time out of their day to experience this with us, you're doing time with us right now. You know, you're in the cell with us, man. We feel you guys. We feel that love. We feel that support, and you guys are a part of our journey, one way, shape, or form. You know.
Right.
Yeah, and that's how I look at things, and it's just this place it's hard to explain just how miserable this place could be, you know. It's hard to fully explain it, and it's crazy because I have some of the best times of my life in these places. I meet some people, man, that just blow my mind, just how cool they are, you know, just good fucking people, and it's just so crazy.
Yeah. I've stood around in places like this and been like, man, you know what? I imagine what it would be like socializing with somebody like this in society, in the real world. You know, like outside of here. You know, like you get around with a good group of individuals in there, and it's like, man, what would we be doing if we were in the real world? You know, like how would this interaction look? You know, what kind of fun, what kind of potential life would we be living if we were out there in society? You know, and most of us know what it's going to be like, know what it's going to look like. But we can't completely grasp it because it's not that, you know.
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
There's definitely some great people in here. I've met some very smart people, and some of these guys I'll be taking forward with me, and some of these guys I'll be leaving behind, you know. But for sure, some of the relationships that I've made while I was incarcerated will be with me forever, you know. That's for sure. And it's just what it is. You know, I'm working on a research paper, scientific research paper that to help the impacted, you know, the justice impacted. And so some of the guys that I'm going to be interviewing and dealing with, I'm pretty sure they're going to be a part moving forward, because when it comes time, hopefully we get this paper published. I'm definitely going to take them with us.
We're gonna get cut off, and I'm gonna give you a call back, all right, James?
All right, cool. Hey, thank you. Really appreciate it, and we'll be waiting. Oh, hold on, one of my phones is ringing. Oh, let me see here. Oh, the house phone is ringing. I think it might be what, David? Who's David? Let me see. Oh, I missed the call. David was calling in. All right. Unfortunately, right now, David, if you're listening, sorry. I don't have my phone system hooked up right now. I'm actually on the move right now. So you just kind of missed us. Oh, he's calling back. Let me see.
Es Global Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David.
This call is now being recorded.
un individuo encarcelado en de la
Hello?
prisión estatal de Centinela, Centinela,
David?
California. Esta llamada y su
Yeah,
número
you know
de
what? Sorry,
teléfono
I'm
será
not
controlada
plugged in
y
right now to
grabada.
take
You have a
live
prepaid
calls right
call.
now.
You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada,
Okay, thank you.
diga o oprima ahora el 5. Gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
James. Hello, James.
Hello?
I can't hear you, James.
Oh yeah, sorry.
There you are.
I had
Hey,
you.
Yeah.
because my wife is trying to leave me behind. She's like, "Hey, why don't you just stay here?" I'm like, "Nah, I can't. Like, I'm ready to go already. I'm mobile. I'm mobile, ready to go already. I got the laptop in my hand. I got my headphones. I got my battery pack to keep the laptop going. So
Hey,
Yeah,
tell her if she doesn't want us getting in the car, then we understand. We'll stay back.
yeah, she's basically telling you like, I want you to stay home.
Yeah.
That's what she's telling you. I want
Yeah,
you to stay home.
she's basically like, it's bad enough I got to ride around with James, and I got to have these other two ding dongs in the car with
my lady's like, "Hey, like she's just waiting for me to pop up with a sidelight on top of my head, to get a good signal over here."
I see that.
Yeah, one of them old, a hat with rabbit ears on top, the old TV rabbit ear antennas. Like, what's going on here, dude?
Hey, I had to look. You know how? Remember Doc from Back to the Future?
Yeah. James out there looking like Doc.
Yeah,
Back to the
it's
Future.
a madman.
Yeah.
Straight.
When you get the flex capacitor in the car.
Yeah, the DeLorean. When you driving a DeLorean?
Yeah, you find out you're not driving a DeLorean out there because of you.
Hey, my wife. I don't think she wants me to be walking. She don't want to be seen with me right now with a computer on my a laptop on my hand. I got
I
my
know.
I got my headset on, man. A backpack plugged into it, so I got that.
I don't even want to be seen with you right now. I can imagine what she's going through.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm in prison just so I don't got to be
Yeah.
around that.
Yeah, we're safe. Tell her we're sorry.
Hey, oh my gosh, hey, madman.
It's straight
Hey, so I
madness.
just spilled water all over Jesse, so you know that. I want you to know that.
It's none of that. It's not none of that water left over from the bird bath, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. You don't want to know where this water just came from.
Yeah. Just the way my day's been so far. Yeah. So this is there. This has been an experience. Now I gotta touch base on these showers to tell you, look, why I don't like these showers. These showers here on level 3.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
I mean, at least this level 3. I think Ironwood level 3 was different. So was Sat F. So level 4, the showers lock. Like, we don't lock ourselves in. We leave the showers open, but there's bars, like the old school prison bars. It's you go in and you close the door. There's a little tray slot, so usually you just put some clothes over the tray slot a little bit, so people don't see your junk. And you can hang your towel over the bars, but you have some privacy in there. Like, you're not on blast right there. You could turn the light off. It's not dark in there, but it's dim. It's like you could tell, like, hey, someone's taking a shower. It's cool. Just everybody kind of leaves you alone. So I'm used to that. I'm used to going in there, taking a shower, minding my own business. The steam stays in there, and it's cool. So I get to this place, and it has to be a PREA thing here. PREA stands for Prison Rape Elimination Act. So they're trying to, like, keep people from getting raped, I guess. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I've never seen somebody get raped in prison, and I've been in prison for decades. On my old term and on this one, and I haven't seen it, but it does happen. So maybe in the old movies, where they get taken down in the shower by a group of freaking, like, a pack of prison rapists or something. You hear that, but I've never seen no shit like that before. But
I've seen something crazy like that.
what the fuck? What, you seen a gang rape in the shower?
No. Hey, trip on this. So look at. I'll tell you the story. Finish what you're saying, though. I do see.
Honestly, my story's on hold.
Okay, so check this out, right? 2009. It was actually right here in this prison, dog.
Is James here? Are you on the phone, James?
James, can you hear this?
Yeah, I'm here. I put it on mute because I'm in the car already. We're in the vehicle and the air conditioner's on. I'm not sure if you guys could hear it, but yeah, I'm here. I'm listening. I just got it on mute.
No. All right.
Hey,
Cool.
are we allowed to tell this story if we're on TikTok, or are we going to get in trouble?
Well, what I
Maybe
would
I
say,
should
I
hold it
would
for
say,
another day.
I would use the word R, or maybe grape. Like a grape. Just to
Yeah.
stay
Yeah.
safe.
Well, I've already said the
Or-
R word like a few times.
Yeah. Or
I-
prison
well-
party? Should we call it a prison party?
Yeah. Hey, so
I just said a wild pack of prison
No.
rapists. Like,
so hold on. So I muted. So right now on TikTok I just muted it, just to avoid any issues. but yeah, like if going forward, if we could use grape or the R word.
Yeah, for
Hey,
sure.
let's be slick. We're gonna be slick about this. This is gonna be fun. You can unmute TikTok.
Okay, I
We'll
did it.
go live. Let's do this.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, let's go. We're gonna be creative in our language to all the listeners on TikTok.
Now I'm not gonna lie. Now I kind of feel weird telling this story. Now I'm getting stage fright. So anyway,
Hey,
so anyway,
we all feel weird, so you might
Yeah.
as well just. We need details. You've already weirded us all out.
so trip out on this. This story's gonna trip you guys out. I'm not sure why I'm even telling it, but it seemed like it was on contact with the conversation of prison elimination, right? But
Prison R elimination.
yeah, prison R elimination, right? And this is why they created that law and they created all these new standards, because this stuff is real. This stuff happens, Mostly on the main line, we never seen nothing like that. And if it did happen, it was one specific race that got mixed up in that kind of stuff.
It was.
But I will tell you that that I seen this trip. I was in AdSeg in 2009. I was right here in the hole, getting ready to take off to the shoe in 2009, and there was right here on this yard. The yard used to be a general population. All the yards in this prison used to be active. So, anyways, there was a dude right here on this yard, right? He'd been down about 20 years, something like that. And this little youngster came into the yard. Some kid fresh into prison. He's probably about 19 years old, something like that. So this dad has been down for over 20 years. He's probably burned all his bridges, dope fiend, been running drag to his family. Now they don't want to send him no money or do nothing for him because he's probably been telling them a bunch of lies for the last 20 years to get them to finish their drug habit, So anyway, he gets this little youngster from his area or whatever, gets him on the yard. He hugs him, next to him, starts getting real cool with him and everything. He gets this youngster prendido on heroin, gets him strung out on drugs, on illicit, and so he gets this kid. He's got this kid paying for his habit, for both of theirs, and he's out. He's running, the older cat runs drag on the little youngster. Don't know no better. He's just trying to impress the older homie, this, that, and the other thing. So one day the dude comes to him and tells him, "Hey, check this out." One of his boys lets him know, "Hey, they're gonna get rid of you, dog." The older fool, right? "Hey, they're gonna get rid of you." You know what I mean? Like, cause he's red flagged and he's still doing tranzas and this and that. So they tell him, "Hey, they're gonna get rid of you." So he goes to the youngster and he tells the youngster, "Hey, check this out. I just caught wind from the homie. They're gonna get rid of us." Had nothing to do with the youngster. Youngster been doing his thing. They seen what the play was. They seen that this cat was wrecking the little homie, and so they were like, "You know what? We got to get him out of here." For one, he's doing foul business. Two, he's involving this little kid and his stuff, right? And so he convinces the kid that if he doesn't leave with him, that they're gonna both end up getting dug out, And so they end up bouncing him and this kid together. This 19-year-old kid, he takes off, right? They show up over here in A5. Back then, A5 used to be the AdSeg, and so was C6.
Yep.
But you had to do the orientation in A5 before they shot you over to C6. Well, anyways, they come in there. They're there for about a month or whatever. They're cellies, All they're going to do is get put up for transfer to another yard. They're going to lock it up, go through the whole little process, and they're going to come S&Y. Back then, I was still active. They were coming off of an active yard. And it was a trip because I'm in 215, which is upper A section, right? And they're downstairs in like 136, 37, somewhere down there, right? On the lower tier, lower C section. So you can see straight from my cell down there to their cell, right? One day, back then they used to separate the hole. Anybody that was going on backwards would go over there to C section, and all of A and B section were active.
I remember they used to do those things back in the day,
Right. They used to keep everybody separated,
Yep.
And so anyways, this youngster, so one day they're actually going. One day we hear a bunch of yelling, "Hey, motherfucker!" And of course, it's honeycomb doors. You can hear everything. You know how it is. And so there's no doors. You just got these little honeycomb grates with a little plastic, a plexiglass over the thing so you can't throw water, shit or piss or anybody that's out there acting weird, And so I run to my door and I look over and it's in the evening time,
Yeah.
And I run to my door and I look over there and I'm like, what the hell's going on right there, right? And the Hudas are making a big old pancho in front of this door, And so he hits the alarm, whatever. They go over there, cops come over there, whatever. They get the door open and they cuff the dude up, the older cat, long hair, little stocky cat. I can't even remember his name right now, otherwise I'd throw him out there just in case anybody listening. He's probably on the side doing some weird ass shit.
Yeah.
So they pull him out, right? They cuff him up, they pull him out, they slam him to the floor, the whole stuff, and they go in there and they drag this little youngster out of the cell. Literally got his pants still down his waist and all kind of shit, right? Yeah. Um, so what ends up happening, like, of course, we find out after the fact because back then a lot of the Hudas were
Yeah, they'll tell you. Yeah.
yeah, they'll tell you straight up. You know what I mean? Like, so basically, what the gist of it was, is old boy was
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
So what happened is these two made pistol. I mean, the older cat made pistol. Was like, hey, we're gonna get off this jungle, this and that. And he makes some beer, he makes some Pruno, whatever you want to call it, and he put a grip of Seroquel, like a grip of Seroquel. He was taking Seroquel and smashing them up, saving them, that they were getting over there. And most of those guys that go triple C right there, they're out of there within like 3 weeks. They're gone to Donovan, they're gone somewhere. So he must have been planning this thing with each person that's going triple C over there and leaving, because these fools aren't triple C. That's why they stay for over a month, And he fills up this dude's wine with a bunch of with a
Seroquel will knock you out. Yeah, it'll put you to sleep quick.
Yeah, straight dope them up, put them out, and so I can imagine like what he's doing. He's in there acting like he's drinking. He got this youngster just knocking back the pistol, and got them all turned out. So it's just crazy, dog. But it happens. It happens. Yeah. The moral of that was that shit happens. So it's good that they have those kind of safeguards in play to protect people.
And look, the PREA thing is, it should be addressed. Those types of things, because there is a stigma about that in prison, But I think they overdo it in some instances, and they don't do it enough in others.
Right.
That's the problem. It's like, all right, so they got the showers here. I walked in and they got the bright lights on. Like the shower here has a giant light on it, and it's bright. And then they got the shower door. The shower door is like a half a door. Like it's not even, it hardly covers anything. Like you walk up close to that shower, like whoever's in there, you're going to see everything. You're going to see their junk. And then they got the top tier shower. If you're walking down on the bottom tier in a shower that's above right there, you're just on display to the whole day room. And I trip out on that. I'm like, damn, this is kind of uncomfortable to shower in these showers. So I prefer the bird bath. It's just, you feel
Are
like,
you afraid of getting ard?
yeah. No, I mean, now that they see what I'm working with,
Yeah.
you're on display.
Yeah, you're on display, and
Yeah.
they try to steal your musical treats.
Tell you right now, man, I'd be a worse victim if they had.
Hey, guys.
There would be no-
So right now, my wife, I
Yeah.
told her what the conversation was about. She wanted to pull over right now, and she wanted me to put the headset on her so she could listen. Cause like she, when I told her what it was about, her eyes opened up. She's like, "What? What? Why? What happened? Like I need details." And I'm like, "Hold on, like I'm listening to I'm listening to the whole story right now." Like, yeah, but
Hey, all right, so
my wife is saying
yeah, and the thing
like
is, look, and we're not.
no, yeah, and
Go
she's
ahead.
like,
What
man,
did you say?
that is devastating. Like that's like one of the worst things that could, like as a human being, whether you're a woman or a man, that can happen to you. So man, it's like, man, like you hear stuff like that, and I know people like to hear about it, but man, at the end of the day, it's like like a person's been damaged. I would say beyond repair. When something like that happens to you.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
there's, and when you really think about it in its entirety, that for that poor youngster, not only did he come to prison, first of all,
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
he came to prison and got introduced to heroin and became a heroin addict, or got addicted, got prendido, and then he gets manipulated by this older dude, this idiot, and
Yeah.
that dude, not only does he ruin what little integrity that guy had in his neighborhood or wherever he came from with his family or whatever, he takes him to ad seg with him, and then he turns around and
Breaks
does,
them.
yeah,
Ars them.
yeah, does what he does to him. It's like these are things that this kid will probably live with for the rest of his life,
Yeah.
thinking that, oh, I was just going to prison to hang out with the fellas, and little did he know like I can only imagine like what that is. Like back then, we were just like, wow, I tell you this though, the Hudas literally turned that guy's light on. He couldn't turn it off, and they would come by and literally throw his trays in the cell at dinner time. Like he wouldn't even get enough time to grab his tray. They would just sling it in the cell, like on the floor.
It's gonna cut off to the dude who
Yeah,
did
the
that,
dude would
right?
get it. Yeah, watch.
Yeah, piece of shit.
We'll call back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Back right now, then.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Cool. We'll be here, and yeah, man, like that's like. I mean, I think at some point that has to be everybody's fear. I don't think anybody goes into these places and thinking nah, that's not gonna happen to me. Um, but I'm sure it's on everybody's mind, and I'm sure it's not something that everybody is willing to admit. But I mean, this is kind of like the the situations you put yourself in and you don't think about till it's too late, and you're actually there, and these things are going on. And I will say this, that's not something that's commonly heard from California.
Es Global Telling. Usted tiene una llamada
This call
prepagada
is now
de
being recorded.
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado en de la prisión estatal de Centinela, Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5. Gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
Well,
Hello.
James. All right. Hey. So, part look about this environment, right? Is that does happen, and we don't like when we're not laughing at the dude that happened to, because that's fucked up. We're not like because we kind of laughed a little bit right now, and it's like, look, the situation to us is so outrageous that we don't even know how to process something like that.
Yeah.
We just don't. We don't. We can't understand and comprehend. For one, just Jess and I, we're alpha motherfuckers, just period. So we can't rationalize in our mind something like that happening to people like us. But I think about it like, damn, how could you let that happen to yourself? But at the end of the day, he didn't let nothing happen to himself. This guy did that to him. This guy victimized him. This guy put a powerful sedative. Seroquel is a tranquilizer. That's what it is. They put it down. That's for like giving to the worst schizophrenics in here. The guys who are really suffering from some hardcore mental health issues. They prescribe Seroquel to. So, during that time it was around, but in AdSig, because over on the main line you can't take meds. You couldn't take psych meds or nothing like that. But there's guys that are around they go triple CMS, which means that they get themselves involved in the mental health system, and they start getting prescribed medication. And it wasn't hard to get Seroquel. These guys will go there and tell them that they're hearing voices and whatnot, and guess what? They prescribe you a tranquilizer. And look what happened. It got into the wrong hands.
Yep, for sure. And it's a trip too, because even the cops hated this dude so much after that literally they would, his light was on all night, and anytime they walked by his house and he was asleep, they bang on his door. Like, they would not let that fool sleep. Like, they terrorized him after that. Like, you want to be doing weird shit? Like, he couldn't turn his light off if he had the bright light on all day and night. During chow, when they'd walk by the chow, they'd pop his tray slot, and he wouldn't even have time to get to the door, and they would literally just shove the tray through the door